let's dive into this, shall we? Dragons of Autumn Twilight, the one that started it all. It's a classic for a reason, and we're going to figure out why.
It really grabs you.
Oh.
Knights, dragons, magic, the whole package. And it's more than just a fun adventure story, too. It's got those deeper themes that really make you think.
Exactly, yeah. Heroism, faith, friendship, all that good stuff. And it's all wrapped up in this big, epic world. But don't worry, we'll be your guides. We'll break it all down so you don't get lost in the details.
We'll hit the highlights, the stuff that really matters, so you can walk away feeling like you've got a good grasp on the story. And trust me, there's a lot to grasp onto.
Oh, absolutely. So first stop, Solace. Specifically the Inn of the Last Home. Picture this. You walk in and it's bustling. Travelers, laughter, music, the whole tavern scene. You can practically smell the roasted meat and ale.
Sounds cozy. But I'm guessing there's more to it than meets the eye.
Oh, there's always more. Because underneath all that merriment, there's this sense of unease. People are disappearing, rumors are spreading, and there's this new religious group, the Seekers, who've kind of taken over the town.
Ah, the Seekers. Can't forget about them. They had a whole other layer to things, don't they?
Definitely. And their leader, Hedrick, he's a piece of work. Think religious zealot with a touch of, something a bit darker. He's got this intense gaze, and his smile is a little too sharp. It's like he's always watching, always judging.
Yeah, you get the feeling he's not just a devout leader. There's something else there, something that makes you uneasy.
Right. So into this already tense atmosphere, walk our heroes. A group of childhood friends reunited after years apart. And each one brings something different to the table.
Sounds like a recipe for an interesting dynamic.
Oh, it definitely is. We've got Tanis Half-Elven, the thoughtful leader. He's torn between his human and elven heritage, never quite feeling like he belongs in either world.
I can see how that would make him a relatable character, always searching for a place to fit in.
Exactly. Then there's Sturm Brightblade, the honorable knight. He's all about duty and honor, determined to restore the reputation of the Knights of Solamnia, which has taken a hit after the Cataclysm.
Ah, yes, the Cataclysm. A bit of a turning point for Krynn, to say the least.
Understatement of the year. And Sturm carries that weight, that legacy of his order, on his shoulders. It's like he's trying to live up to an ideal in a world that's lost its way.
And those ideals often clash with reality, which makes for some interesting internal conflict.
Absolutely. Then we have the twins, Caramon and Raistlin. Caramon, the big, strong warrior, always ready to jump into action, and Raistlin, the frail but brilliant mage. He's sarcastic, cynical, and always observing from the shadows.
Two sides of the same coin. It's a classic dynamic, and it works so well.
Totally. They balance each other out. Caramon's the heart, Raistlin's the brains, and together they make a pretty formidable duo.
Don't forget the Kender. Every good fantasy adventure needs a mischievous, slightly kleptomaniacal sidekick.
Oh, right. Tasselhoff Burrfoot. He's like a walking, conking chaos generator. But in a good way. He brings a much-needed dose of humor and lightheartedness to the group.
He's the wild card, the unpredictable element that keeps things interesting.
Definitely. So we've got this group of friends reunited at the inn, catching up, reminiscing about old times. But there's this underlying tension, this sense that something big is about to happen.
Right, like their reunion is just the calm before the storm.
Exactly. And that storm arrives in the form of Gold Moon and her protector, Riverwind. They come from the plains, and they bring with them a mystery that will change everything.
Oh, do tell.
Well, Gold Moon carries this blue crystal staff. It radiates warmth and power, and she claims it's a relic from the time when the gods walked among mortals.
Hold on. The gods, aren't they, gone?
That's what everyone thinks. But Gold Moon insists she's had visions from them, and she believes they're returning.
Wow, okay. That's a game changer.
No kidding. And Raistlin, ever the skeptic, he's immediately intrigued by the staff. He can sense its power, and even suggests that only someone with a pure heart can wield it.
Which makes you wonder about Gold Moon, doesn't it? Is she really a chosen one, or is there something else going on?
That's the big question. And it gets even more complicated when Hedrick and the Seekers try to seize Gold Moon and her staff. They see it as a threat to their authority, a challenge to their beliefs.
Of course they do. It wouldn't be a good story without a bit of conflict.
Right. So the companions, seeing the danger Gold Moon's in, they decide to help her escape.
Which probably doesn't make Hedrick very happy.
Nope, not at all. And that's where things really start to heat up. Because now they're on the run, wanted by the Seekers, with this powerful artifact and a prophecy they barely understand.
Sounds like the start of a pretty epic adventure.
Oh, it is. And we're just getting started.
Okay, so we left off with our heroes fleeing Solace. Got this mysterious staff, the Seekers on their tail, a prophecy they don't really get. What happens next?
Well, their journey takes them into Darken Wood.
Karkin Wood. Sounds ominous.
Oh, it is. Imagine a forest where your deepest fears become real, where shadows whisper secrets, and where every step could lead you closer to your doom.
Yikes. Not exactly a relaxing stroll in the woods.
Definitely not.
Ah.
And for our heroes, it's a trial by fire, a test of their courage and their resolve.
I bet Raceland loves it. All gloomy and mysterious. Just his style.
Actually, he has a pretty rough time in Darkenwood. He encounters this spectral army, and it really pushes him to his limits. We see the true potential of his magic, but also the toll it takes on him.
So magic comes with a price. Isn't that always the way?
It seems to be. But even in the darkest of times, Caramon's there for him. Their brotherly bond, it's unwavering, a constant source of strength for both of them.
That's good. They need each other, especially in a place like Darkenwood.
Absolutely. But it's not all doom and gloom. There's also a moment of peace, a glimmer of hope. They stumble upon this hidden glade, a place of tranquility and beauty.
Ooh, a hidden glade. That sounds nice. What's there? Fairies. Talking animals.
Even better, a unicorn, a symbol of purity, magic, and light. It's a reminder that even in the darkest of places, there's still good in the world.
Oh, that's sweet. They probably needed a break after all that fear and spectral armies.
They definitely did. But their journey's not over. Their destination is Zack the Wroth, a ruined city shrouded in mystery and legend.
Zaroth. Why are they going there? What's so special about it?
It's said to hold a powerful artifact, something that could help them understand the prophecy and maybe even fight the darkness that's threatening Krynn.
Ah, so it's like a treasure hunt, but with higher stakes.
Exactly. And in Zaroth, they encounter some interesting characters, like the Gully Dwarves.
Gully dwarves, what are those? Some kind of underground dwelling dwarves?
Kind of. They're a subspecies of dwarves, known for their eccentric ways and their love of, well, junk. They see value in things that others discard, and they've made Zaroth their home.
Huh, interesting. So they're like the ultimate recyclers, turning trash into treasure.
Exactly. And they prove to be valuable allies, helping the companions navigate the treacherous ruins. But it's not all smooth sailing. They encounter riddles, traps, and even a formidable foe guarding the artifact they seek.
Let me guess, a dragon.
Yep, a black dragon no less. It's a tense encounter, a real test of their skills and courage. But they manage to outsmart it and claim their prize.
Okay, drum roll please. What is this mysterious artifact? Is it some kind of magical weapon? A powerful amulet?
It's something even more significant. It's the Discs of Mishakal, ancient texts containing lost knowledge about the true gods.
Whoa. So Goldmoon was right. The gods are real, and they're coming back.
It seems so. And with the discs in their possession, the companion's quest takes on a whole new meaning. They're not just adventurers anymore, they're the keepers of sacred knowledge, the heralds of a new era.
That's a lot of pressure. No wonder they look so stressed.
Right. And as they escape the collapsing city, the true gods make their presence known. It's a sign that the old world is ending and a new one is about to begin.
Okay, now things are really getting interesting. This is where it all starts to come together. Last time, our heroes just got out of Zaroth by the skin of their teeth. They've got the Discs of Mishakal, but now what? The gods are back, and things are about to get really messy.
It's like everything's changing, the old world is gone, and no one knows what's going to replace it. Pretty scary, actually.
You've got the dragon army, the return of the gods, these ancient prophecies. It's a lot to handle. So what do the companions do? Where do they go next?
Well, they decide to head back to Solace, figure they might find some answers there, some guidance on what to do with the discs. But the journey back is not exactly a walk in the park.
I bet. They're probably exhausted, wounded, and still wanted by the Seekers. Plus, now they've got the dragon army to worry about, too.
Right. It's one thing after another, and all this pressure, it starts to affect their relationships. Especially Tanis. He's the leader, and he's really feeling the weight of responsibility.
Makes sense. He's got all these doubts about himself, about the gods, about everything, and he's torn between his human and elven sides, trying to figure out where he belongs in all this.
It's a tough spot to be in, trying to lead others when you're not even sure of yourself.
Definitely. But hey, that's what makes him a good leader, right? He's not some perfect hero. He's flawed, he makes mistakes, but he keeps going.
True. But it gets worse. They discover that they've been followed, tracked the entire time by Draconians. They don't know who to trust anymore.
Paranoia sets in. That's got to be a terrible feeling, not knowing who's on your side.
It is. And it all comes to a head when they're captured by the Dragon Army. Taken to Pax Tharkus, this massive fortress ruled by the dragon High Lord, Verminard.
Pax Tharkus, it's like a symbol of everything the dragon army stands for. Oppression, cruelty, power.
Exactly. And being there, it really opens their eyes to the horrors of war. But even in captivity, they find ways to resist, to hold on to hope.
The human spirit's a tough thing to break, isn't it? Even in the darkest of places, there's always that spark.
That's what makes this story so powerful. It's about hope, even when all seems lost. And they make a shocking discovery in Pax Tharkus. The dragon army is holding human prisoners. Women, children, innocent people.
That changes things. It's not just about their own survival anymore. Now they have to escape for the sake of others.
Right. And their escape from Pax Tharkus is a whole other story. Ingenious planning, daring risks, a little bit of luck, and a whole lot of chaos.
Sounds intense. Did they face any more dragons along the way?
Actually, yeah. A red dragon named Ember. It's a terrifying encounter. They're completely outmatched, but then something incredible happens.
What happens? Don't leave me hanging.
Gold Moon, she finally taps into the true power of the discs. She channels the divine energy of Mishakal, the goddess of healing and light.
Whoa. So she's not just a cleric, she's like a conduit for the gods. That's a pretty big deal.
It is. It's a turning point for her, for all of them. And they escape Pax Tharkus, battered but not broken. They've lost friends, seen terrible things, but they're still fighting.
What happens next? Where do they go from there?
They head to Qualinesti, the Elven Kingdom. Tanis hopes to find sanctuary there, some guidance from his elven kin. But even among the elves, there's division, uncertainty about what to do. Some welcome the companions, others want to stay out of the fight.
It's the age-old question, isn't it? Do you stand up and fight for what you believe in, or do you try to protect yourself and hope the trouble passes you by?
Exactly. And it's a question Tanis has to grapple with, torn between his two worlds. And while they're in Qualinesti, they learn something crucial. The Dragon High Lord, Verminard, he's not just a warlord, he's a powerful cleric, a servant of Takesis, the Queen of Darkness.
Whoa. Okay, now it's not just a war. It's a cosmic battle between good and evil. Things just got a whole lot bigger.
Right. They're not just fighting for their own survival anymore, they're fighting for the soul of Krynn. And as they leave Qualinesti, their journey takes on a new meaning. They're not just adventurers. They're the champions of light, the heralds of a new era.
It's a classic hero's journey. They start out as ordinary people, thrown into extraordinary circumstances, and they rise to the challenge.
And Dragons of Autumn Twilight, it's just the beginning. It's the first step on a long and dangerous road, a road that will test them in ways they never imagined.
It's a story about friendship, courage, hope, about finding the strength to fight for what you believe in, even when the odds are stacked against you. And it all starts with a simple reunion at an inn.
So there you have it, folks. Our deep dive into Dragons of Autumn Twilight. We've covered the key characters, the epic battles, the twists and turns that make this story so captivating.
We've seen how ordinary people can become heroes, how even in the darkest of times, there's always hope.
And we hope you'll continue the journey with us as we delve deeper into the Dragonlance saga. There's so much more to explore, so many more adventures to be had.
So stay tuned and keep those 20-sided dice handy.
Until next time, may your swords be sharp, your magic be strong, and your adventures be epic.